Okay, it's only right for me to do this little video right here. I just released that the video about a springing power of attorney, and I'm sitting here thinking about it. When I said I mentioned about your thing being signed before you were born, it only makes sense in order for the state to have control over your children before they're even born. From the point they come, they're born into this world. It only makes sense that there's something signed by the mother, maybe between her and a physician or someone, most likely the physician, who she goes to see on a regular basis, during these appointments. There's some paperwork signed first. Well, there was something in the paperwork giving consent to the physician to create some type of a springing power of attorney. Keep in mind to continue to give them, appointment dates every single month, making sure the baby's still healthy. He's developing properly in her womb, and the limbs are working, the heartbeat's working. It's pumping like it's supposed to, like everything's running smoothly. To the point where they're on the machine. I forgot what that damn machine's called. Where you find out the gender of the baby, find out if it's gonna be a boy or girl. All the different appointments. Scheduled by the physician and followed through by the mother. Not knowing, keep in mind, all these are entities. These are all agencies of the vital records. The state. They're entities that are connected with the state. And so that springing power of attorney goes into effect at a future date. Not until the baby's born. And keep in mind, most mothers, they give birth to their babies in a hospital, which is also owned by the state. Owned and controlled by the state. It's within their jurisdiction. So when a mother goes, she starts, making sure her baby's healthy, the baby she's carrying is healthy, and coming, everything's going smoothly. She depends on the government, the state agency, to make sure everything goes smoothly. But unknowingly granting the state more control over the child than she was intending to. Now, let me correct myself on something just then, because I don't want you to think that a power of attorney gives the state authority to railroad you when it comes to your children. That's not how a power of attorney works. A power of attorney is created for an individual, entity, or whoever is being granted that such power by the consent of the one who's actually granting them power of attorney, granting them power to do something on their behalf, not to bully them. I'll give you an example. Hate to put family business on the video, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I have a cousin that had power of attorney over my father, over his finances and his medical decisions, because as you all know, I'm my father's caregiver now. Been his caregiver since January 2021, almost 3 years now. And my cousin had him at first in Florida. And my dad used to ask her to do certain things, and to grant his, over his finances and everything, just to do certain stuff. For example, he had a van that needed to be fixed. Had a flat tire, some little minor stuff that needed to be done to it. well, brakes and tires. She wouldn't do it. When she had plans on, she saw what he had in his bank account, and she decided she was going to try to put him in a nursing home and use his money to buy herself a house. So my brother and I had her investigated, and we went down there and we got my dad. We had a whole big family blowout. Y'all know how a family can be when it comes to people's money. But my father, in front of the police, I had to call the police because she wouldn't give me my father's debit card, which grant her access to his funds. I was gonna get his debit card to fix his van for him, so she wouldn't give me the card. So I called the police. I wasn't gonna argue with her. So the police asked, my dad, so what do you want, Mr. Roseman? He said, I want my sons, Wendell Jr. and Michael, to have full access, full control over my money and my property and my medical decisions. That's what he said. He verbally revoked her power of attorney right then. She didn't get it. She thought that she was going to go to her car where she had a power of attorney stored away at, and presented it to the police, the paperwork, showing that she had power of attorney over itself. She didn't understand it. It didn't matter what he showed her at that point, because the paperwork, he verbally revoked it after that paperwork was put together. So she had to give me the card. She didn't give it to me right then. We went and got Dad's van fixed, and I paid for it out of pocket, and I just when we came back, we came and got Dad's stuff, and we went on to Florida, including his card. So a whole lot to that story, but I ain't going deep in the details about that. I'm gonna talk about why I'm bringing that up. A power of attorney does not give you power to railroad anybody to do what you want to do with somebody else's property or their business, or for their financial affairs or whatever they put you in charge over. It's for them to act on your behalf in case you can't do it. And that's what a power of attorney is for. Same thing you have when you get an attorney to do your to represent your person in a court case. I ain't gonna say represent you, because they represent your person, the straw man, in a court case, because you don't know how to do it. So that's what you're doing. You have to understand what powers they have and know how to stand on the law. Look up a definition of a power of attorney. It specifically says that the principal has to give them permission to do so. It's signed by them. You're granting them permission to do something on your behalf. Now, back to the point. The springing power of attorney, it goes into effect at the point when the baby is born. This is just my conclusion I came up with when it comes to a springing power of attorney. It makes perfect sense for that to be what's going on when a baby is brought into this world, is born into this world. The paperwork was put in place from the moment where the mother goes in contract with the physician, so that he or she can be the one that delivers the baby, the doc, Admiralty Maritime, the doc. And then from that point, that power of attorney, whoever signs it, can also delegate powers to other people to do certain things on their behalf. This is one of the reasons why, if you go back and look at my video about where did their power come from, you'll see that it includes child support, custody cases, guardianship, and different stuff like that. All types of stuff concerning your life, your finances. You're on child support, that's why they're going in your account. They're delegating authority, delegating stuff. They're not supposed to be railroading any damn thing. But if you give consent in a child support case, whether knowingly or unknowingly, that's exactly how they're doing it. Because most of y'all don't know that you're giving consent. When you don't respond, you don't stand on what you know is right. You don't study, you don't want to research, and you're scared to articulate what you need to articulate. Their power is limited. Their power comes from the consent of the governed. It doesn't come by default. Some type of way we're contracting into these situations that we're into. You have to, and then you can also, and then you can revoke the power of attorney. Go back and watch my video when it comes to that. Revoking the power of attorney. That's not the name of the video. It's where does their power come from? That's the name of the video. Hope y'all already liked and subscribed already. I'm trying my best to drop these jewels to y'all so y'all can understand what the hell going on. You got them almonds banging too, boy. Maybe I'm hungry as hell. But I thought I'd make this video so I can bring clarity what I left out in the springing power of attorney video. And it makes perfect sense that that's what's going on. Because it only takes place out there at a future date. They can't even set the date yet. They can get an approximate date, but they don't have an exact date, I'm sure. Because they can guess when your child's gonna be born, when the baby's gonna be born, but it's not a definite date. It doesn't go into effect until it actually happens. So I thought I'd make this video to clarify that. It's not nothing that you sign as a baby, it's something that the mother signs as a baby while she's pregnant with you. Unknowingly. Most of us don't know the law, so we don't know what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Most of us don't know. We're not raised to know the law. And a lot of us, even when we know the law, a lot of times people be too scared to even fight anyway. Because there's not enough people that know this. Not enough people that really stand on it. At least we're not aware of that. That's how we are. That's how we approach these situations. But I speak like this because I want y'all to get it. You gotta have courage for one. You gotta have heart to even, you gotta have the courage. You ain't got no courage, you don't get shit done. You don't have knowledge, the right knowledge, you ain't gonna get shit done. And you have to apply the information that you have, the right knowledge that you have, with the courage, and be able to stand on it in order to get shit done. Emeralds, signing out.